Hi, welcome to CallTrackingMetrics. In this series, we're looking at some of the ways that customers can quickly and easily start using some of our SMS messaging capabilities. In this video, we're going to look at specifically the customer experience or the customer service aspects of how SMS messaging can help you engage with your customers. So engaging with customers through SMS for a customer experience application can be proactive or it can be reactive through automation. It can be used as internal facing communication amongst your team, or it can be external and customer facing. So let's take a look at a few examples. So first, we're going to look at the bulk text messaging capabilities. So your bulk text messages, as the name would imply, allow us to send a text message out to many recipients. So in our bulk message setup here, we have the ability to customize our message, give this a description so we can pick it out of the list if we're sending lots of bulk text messages. And in our message, we can personalize this based on tokens, things that we know about that person, that number that we're sending a text message to as part of this list. You have the ability here in CTM to include a new list and upload a CSV file of the recipients that we should send this to, or you can use an existing list that lives inside of CallTrackingMetrics, users that maybe have opted in to receive this type of marketing, or specific team members internally that are on a list inside of CallTrackingMetrics. And then we have the ability to select which numbers we're going to send from. And before we send this out, we can confirm that the number is a mobile recipient and able to receive a text message. It's slightly cheaper to do a check and confirm that it's a mobile recipient than it is to just fire the text message off and assume that it's a text message. If it is a landline or a device that can't receive a text message, then we would bill the standard text messaging rate of about 1 cent per text, rather than the fraction of a cent that it takes to run the check and confirm that it's a mobile recipient. So this may be a cost advantage to you to run this check before sending your bulk text messages. And then we have the option here to select whether we want to send this bulk text message now. Is this something that we want to send later? Or is this a recurring text message that's going to go out? So again, this might be something that we're sending to an internal team to update them on a new product offering or a new promotion, a new discount that's available. It could also be used externally to let customers know about a specific promotion. So something that we touched on are the lists and the opt-in and opt-out capabilities of CallTrackingMetrics. So that's important to any business-facing SMS application. CallTrackingMetrics has a few features to help you stay compliant when using these types of features. So in CTM, you have the ability to build these lists, and you can bring a CSV file and add parties to the list, or using our triggers and workflow automations, we can have automated rules that will dictate who is opted in and who's on our do not text list. So there's several ways to get people to opt in. We can prompt them with a key press to identify that their number is opted in. We can send them a text message and ask them to reply with their opt-in confirmation, or we can ask them to send us a text message that contains a specific phrase that indicates that they've opted in to receive this type of marketing from us. So in the triggers in CallTrackingMetrics, in this example that we're looking at, we have an opt-in trigger. So when an activity is received, we're going to look at this message body, and if it contains opt-in, either opt-in or just the phrase opt-in with no hyphen, then our action is going to be to add this contact to a list, and that list that we pick is our SMS list, the contacts who have opted in. Adversely, when you send out a text message, you should have an opt-out function. So with these triggers, we can give the we can build a workflow here that says if the person replies with a message body that contains opt out or unsubscribe or remove, and the action that we would want to take would be to add them to our do not call or do not text list. Adding a contact or a number to the do not text list is going to prevent us from sending any future outbound messages to that number unless they're manually removed from our do not text list. And you have the ability to manage your do not text list either automated through these triggers or manually by coming here under your call tracking metrics activities menu and looking at your do not call and do not text lists. So an example of a reactive way to use SMS messaging in your customer service experience or your customer experience would be to offer a caller the option to receive a text message with a link to schedule a call if they've been in a queue too long. So leveraging call tracking metrics queues, we have the ability to route calls in a very customized fashion to a large number of agents, a small number of agents on a number of different devices. As the call bounces around in this queue for the specified amount of time, one of the options that we support is the ability to customize that waiting experience. So in this example of the sales queue that we're looking at here, you can see that my waiting messages are to first play a message that says, thanks for calling, we're ringing the sales team now. We're going to pause. After 45 seconds, we're going to play our next message that says, hey, we're still trying to connect you with an available rep, but if you'd like to receive a text with a link to schedule an appointment, press 9. So then after no pause, we're waiting for a key press. If that caller that's waiting in line makes the key press of 9, then we're going to route them to our voice menu that's set up to send this text message. So if we take a look at how this voice menu is set up, you can see as the caller presses 9 and makes an exit to this menu, we're going to give them a greeting that says, thanks, we're sending a text to you now. And then we're going to automatically, we're not asking them for an input, we're not waiting for another key press, so we're going to default them right to this menu option where we send them a text message. We can give them a custom message that says, thanks, your message has been sent. We have the ability here to check if they're on a mobile phone. If they are not on a mobile phone, then we have the ability to prompt them to enter their mobile phone number. And then finally, we're going to send a text message to this caller. So in this example, our text message says, sorry, we didn't get to your call today. Here's a link to connect with our meeting, a calendar link where they can pick a time to connect. We look forward to speaking with you soon. So those are some ways that companies are introducing CTM SMS capabilities into their customer service experience, adding some additional touch points. We hope you found this beneficial. We look forward to working with you.